Smoking slacks.
Hey everybody out there, this is Andrew with Marceline Pizza Company, owner and proprietor, and I'm sitting here with
J.B. from Smokin' Snare TV, the new channel. Check it out.
Smokin' Snare TV.
Yeah.
Excellent. So he's still smoking slice to me, but yeah, so things have changed a little bit, and he may or may not go into that. Probably not.
Probably not.
But we are sitting here in the wine cellar today with Chris Ankeney. How are you, Chris?
I'm fine, thank you.
You have known that we've interviewed a few other people here in town, and we are finding out that everybody wears multiple hats, Chris, and I've stopped counting on how many that you wear. But I'm going to tell you a little bit of my own experience with Chris. Chris is the first person in town that meted us and greeted us and treated us very well. In fact, most of everything upstairs on the wall came from the shop next door, Magnolia Antiques.
Your wife has excellent taste.
Yeah, even to the doorknobs. There's doorknobs from over there. Holy smokes, and that's where that all started. But no, thank you, Chris. You were very welcoming to us and have been a part of everything here at Marceline Pizza Company since we've been here. So thank you. And thank you for coming on this interview today.
Sure.
You know, we're kind of freestyling and you don't know what the questions are, and we appreciate that. We love to freestyle and get everybody's true response to these questions, because it's amazing. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do here in Marceline?
Well, to start with, I was born and raised here, so I am a native. I did leave after high school, couldn't wait to get the heck out of Dodge, like most high schoolers. Went to Columbia, to the university, spent a couple of years there, and then got married, and my first husband was in the Army, so we went to Tacoma for a year. Mm-hmm. And then we went to Germany for a year. So saw a little bit of the world, and then came back to Columbia and went back to the university and got our degrees. And then ultimately along the lines there, divorced. So I worked for a college textbook company. I wanted to get my degree in library science, but then I found out that you had to get a master's, and I didn't want to go on and get a master's. So I got a job with a college textbook company. So I thought, well, at least I'm in the ballpark. I'm dealing with books.
There you go.
I worked there for 28 years and ultimately remarried and came home to the family farm. And I'm fourth generation on our farm.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. I've been out there and saw the house. Oh my gosh, amazing.
The house was built in 1895. So
yeah, crazy.
A lot of history.
So I'm surrounded by antiques.
Yes, you are. You are.
Like secondhand rows.
There we go. Yeah, it's beautiful. We've been out there, and Carrie's like, if I were to live in the country, this is the house. So, yeah, you're going to have to sell that to us.
Yeah, well,
once you decide to let it go.
There is a fifth and sixth generation.
Oh, too bad.
Waiting in the wings.
Well, what else do you do? I know you do.
Well, when I
very
came,
connected.
So the way I got into Magnolia Antiques, when we moved home, I didn't know what I was going to do. I was like 50, and David immediately got sucked into being a school bus driver because he had a CDL and they needed drivers. So he immediately found something to do. Well, Inez Johnson and Kay Mallins had Magnolia Antiques at the time, but they were also getting more involved with the museum. This was like 2003.
Okay.
They had opened in 2001. And Inez decided I would be bored. So, because she asked me what I was going to do, I said, well, I don't know. I'm refinishing a lot of woodwork right now. She goes, you're going to get bored. You need to take over Magnolia.
Oh,
so basically, she walked out the door and I walked in. I had always loved antiques, but I am not an expert. I'm not an appraiser. You know, I just winged it.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun. I have loved it. But being in Magnolia Antiques led to becoming a chamber member, because she took me to a chamber meeting right off the bat.
Okay.
So that started that. And then Daryl Gardner was a chamber member, and I remembered him. He was in school with my sister, so I knew him anyway. And he wanted to start North Missouri Arts Council, so he invited me to be part of that group, which I loved doing. And then, it just kind of mushroomed from there.
Amazing. Yeah, this... the more people we talk to from here that actually grew up here and live here and moved away and came back, the stories are amazing.
Yeah.
It's really really close knit community, and we're loving it here. And you've actually helped Carrie get involved in a few things.
She's in the art council, and we love it. Yeah,
she is just having a great time, and but that's what we're here to talk about. Do you have any questions?
The antique store. How long has Magnolia Antiques been around?
1990.
1990.
Kay and Inez started it in 1990, and it is in the Magnolia building, which was built by the Odd Fellows in 1913.
Oh, no kidding.
So it's an iconic building on Main Street, and it's still in great shape. So the fact that it's got something in it, it's got a retail establishment in it. That was so important to keep retail going. So anyway, it started in 1990. So then in 2001 or 3, they walked out the door and I walked in. So I've been there 20 some years.
Wow. Now, do you do everything on consignment there?
Yes.
Or
yes, it's all. Yeah. There's a couple of people that have stuff in there all the time, but for the most part, it's consignment now.
Okay. All right. Interesting. You're the busiest antique shop I've ever seen in my life.
So much cool stuff in there.
There is. There's a lot of cool stuff.
It's amazing. Gary tells me not to go in there.
And it's just fun. I mean, so many people, I don't do stuff online.
I remember I asked you about that. I said, hey, let me take some pictures and put this online. You're like, nope, don't want to get into that.
I don't want to ship. I don't want to do that stuff.
There we go.
And being brick and mortar is important. Brick and mortar, because another thing I'm involved in is downtown Marceline.
Right.
And downtown Marceline's all about trying to save your Main Street, keep your retail going, keep your businesses intact, and have quality of life in your small town. And so brick and mortar is very important.
Very important.
And
very important.
I don't want to do online. There's enough other people out there doing that. So,
what's like the craziest item that you've seen come through the antique shop?
Oh boy. I can't think of a particular item, but every now and then stuff comes in and I think, oh boy, that's going to be here forever. And darn if somebody doesn't come in and buy it. I mean, there's no accounting for some people's taste.
Right.
Oh, yeah. And there's something there for everybody. I know my friend from Chicago comes down
Yes.
once in a while and says, hey, put this on hold till next time. I'll be back.
Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's fun. It's fun meeting people, and certainly a lot of the visitors are from the museum. So they've come to town for that reason, and they happen to like antiques, or there's people who just come through for antiques. When I moved home, there were 4 antique stores on Main Street.
Holy smokes.
We have a 3-block Main Street, and there were 4 full-time stores.
Wow.
So
you're the last remaining.
Well, there's another one down the street. Marianne Schmidt has
Oh,
Mama
that's
B's
right.
Attic.
She does. Yeah.
So
she does.
She's down the street. So we do have 2 now. But yeah, 4 was great. I mean, it's a draw because if you've got, pulling off the highway for one antique store is one thing. But if you know there's 4 and you're a real antique person or a,
crate diver or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, it's just fun. I do enjoy it. I like it.
And it's information central.
That's true.
It's information
Inez always
central.
called me Central.
That's great.
If I didn't know it, I could make it up.
There we go.
But I have the chamber phone in there, so I answer that phone line every now and then, and I'll put them off to City Hall or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's just I love this. I love being home. I would never have come except for the family farm. I came back to live on the farm. Our mom was gone. We actually had the place for sale. And my sister, who lives in Hawaii, called. I called her to say, okay, Shane Kavanaugh was our realtor, and he called up with a firm offer. So I called Linda and told her, and she said, okay, let me call you back tonight. We'll talk about it. Well, when she called me back, she said, we can't sell it. I'm like, what? We'd already had an auction and gotten rid of everything except what we really, really, really wanted to keep. And neither one of us had any intentions of coming home. But I'm like, are you kidding? What are we going to? She goes, we can't sell it. We're 4th generation.
Yes.
I was being practical. She was being emotional.
Sure.
And so then when we started talking about it, it's like, well, who's going to come home and live? Well, she voted for me. I was just coming from Columbia.
Right.
She didn't really want to leave Hawaii. But anyway, so she's still out there in Hawaii, has been for over 50 years, but she comes home in the spring and the fall, which are her favorite seasons. But anyway, I'm so glad that she did that because I love being back here. I love being part of these things. In Columbia, I wasn't part of anything except the one organization and my job. That's all I did. And it's just so different, and I love it. I really like being involved. There are days when I'm frazzled because I'm too involved, but, I said yes for every bit of it, so I can't complain. A friend gave me this cute little platter that she got in New York on a trip, and it says, "Please stop me before I volunteer again."
How does David feel about that?
Oh, well,
Your lovely
he's used to
husband.
it.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Because over in the years past, whenever I volunteered for something, he got drug along.
Sure. And he's up in the shop right now.
Right now,
Taking over for you.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, that's what we're doing this little podcast for. Is just to highlight influential people and business folks and artists and things in town. I think, Disney does a great job at drawing people to town. The businesses on Main Street here, very important, whether they're good or they're bad or whatever. It's important that they're there.
Absolutely.
For Main Street as a whole. But that's why we kind of did this. Maybe we can pull some more people on another level. And,
we've gotten some young people. I mean, that's the exciting part. We've got these 2 boutiques that are run by young women. And
yes.
That's perfect. And they're both in old buildings and they fixed them up and they look really cool. And so, yeah.
Very cool. And this is what our series is for a little while, is lady-owned businesses, artists, and craftspeople.
That's right. And it's not just the Magnolia Antiques, but you're also the treasurer, is that right?
Well, for Magnolia, I'm pretty much everything. For the Art Council, I am the treasurer. Yes, I'm a board member and I'm their treasurer. And so I'm not an artist at all, but I appreciate art. I buy a lot of it. David keeps saying we're running out of wall space, and I keep saying there's always room for more art.
More walls.
And so for Downtown Marceline, I'm the secretary treasurer. I do that for them. Chamber, I'm the secretary treasurer for them.
She's good with money.
That's right.
And accounting for it.
Oh, hey, to have that.
You should see some of these spreadsheets. They're amazing. They're amazing. Well, are you ready for this deep dive?
I guess.
Huh? All right, Dive Master J.B. Let's get into it.
Yeah, before we start that one thing I do have to ask you. This is going to be a question that we're going to start asking all of our guests because I think it's important and we needed to start doing it. But we've noticed that a lot of people have been listening from outside of Marceline as well. So for those listeners that don't live here, what would you say is your favorite part about Marceline that makes it special to you?
Good question.
I love the location in north central Missouri. We're in a very pretty part of the state. And we're not in the most populous part of the state, which is kind of good because you both have lived in cities and you're both here.
Yep.
And I've lived in a city a couple of years and I love being back here. I love the small town feel. I love the small town atmosphere. It's a beautiful neighborhood, landscape, region. And the people care. Everybody here cares about we're not perfect. We've got our little issues, but people care about the community. People care about each other and take care of each other and just pull together.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I
totally agree. Me and my wife, we wouldn't trade it for California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're lucky. We're so lucky we've got the museum. I mean, the museum is, otherwise we would just be a little town in the middle of nowhere and we might like where we are, but we wouldn't have a draw.
Correct.
Our draw is that Walt Disney Hometown Museum and that history. And that's even better. That makes us special of little small towns.
Right. And
a
being
special
able to
small town.
Just walking down Main Street and going to the Uptown Theater and reading that history about how Walt loved this place so much that he came back to build that theater to give free shows to kids.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So showing that magic to other people, that's capturing that story. That's what it's really all about.
I think that needs to be a city goal to get that theater up and running again.
Boy, they take a lot.
I know. I take a lot, but you know what? It's such an iconic
Well, it is.
place.
It's a piece of history.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And I believe didn't they just get historic building registry on it? Yeah. So maybe we'll go talk to the person who owns that. I don't know who owns that, but we'll find out.
I'm sure we can figure something out.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So
that was the good luck.
Yeah.
Look. That was good luck look.
No one saw that, but it was classic. You would have loved it. Okay. So our deep dive. These questions, how they're designed, Chris, is to get to know you as a doer of the town better than ever before. Our viewers and listeners, they can't see the big belt that we're going to give you, but it's a big shiny gold belt. So if you win, you get to see, and then you can take it from Elvis over there at 99.1 KDWD.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
All right. So
Herb seemed to hold on to that thing, didn't he?
oh yeah, he still got it, man. He's clutching that thing. All right. So the surface, Chris. What's one thing that people assume about you as a business person or you as a doer that actually happens to be true?
I think I'm efficient. I mean, they give me jobs to do, and I generally get them done.
You get them done. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And
Very
I might be a
reliable
little
with that.
obsessive compulsive about some of them.
With those hats you wear, you have to be.
You
I
have
think.
to be.
I think you would have to.
I mean, if I'm dealing with other people's money, I have to be careful with it.
Right.
I will say, once upon a time, and this was a few years ago, when McKay's made the comment about the fact that I was the treasurer for so many different organizations. She said we could probably embezzle the money and get to the state line.
So if Chris ever disappears,
No, it's not going to happen.
you know what happened.
Yeah.
Well, that was telling on how small all those organizations were, too. It's not like I'm an accountant or something,
Yes,
you know.
yes.
I'm just dealing with simple spreadsheets. But the girls at the bank know me pretty well.
Well, the shallow reef. So your daily rhythm. We're going a little bit deeper here. So what's a small everyday ritual that you have in your life or in your business that keeps you grounded?
Well, I'm an early riser. I get up. There are some mornings I'm up at 3 o'clock.
Whoa.
Or 4, always by 5. And I like those. I love the morning. I love the morning hours. And I have a dog. And so we get out and we walk every morning. And we're just going out in the pasture or down to the pond to feed the catfish or whatever. But it's getting up early, having my coffee, feeding everybody, except David, who's still asleep. And, sort of getting into the day slowly. I play a couple of word games. I read a little bit. And then Molly and I go out for our walk. And it's just beautiful to be out there. I mean, the weather is not always cooperative. In the wintertime, I may look like Nanook of the North. I'm all bundled up in my big, giant blue coat that I got at some thrift store, you know. But it gets me out of the house every morning like that. And I'm so thankful that Molly showed up when she did, because I've walked every morning since she's been with us. That's been about 3 years ago.
Oh, is that the little lab?
Yes. She likes her walks.
Oh.
So, yeah, I'm a morning person. So if you ever drive by the house and there's lights on at 3 or 4.
So you're early to bed then?
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm definitely early to bed.
Yeah. All right. So, I mean, not too bad. Okay, we made it past the shallow reef there. So now we're into the first drop. So this is your hidden skill. What's a part of your craft or your profession that you've mastered that most people don't even realize takes skill? Those spreadsheets, hint, hint.
Oh, well, anybody can do a spreadsheet. I don't know that there's any special skill. I guess being a people person, because you never know who's going to walk in the door.
Was there a time when you had to wing it at first at Magnolia Antiques? That was a tough part.
Well,
for
yes,
you?
because like I said before, I've loved antiques my whole life. Number one, I grew up with them. Didn't know that they were antiques, but I grew up in a house full of old stuff. And I always liked going to those kinds of shopping places. I care less about shopping for clothes, but I loved going to secondhand stores and antique stores and all that. So that was a fun thing always. So I will say, when I first went in there, I'm looking at things that are coming in the door and think, I have no idea how to price this stuff, because I'm not an expert. I was not raised to do this. I didn't study this in anything at college. So having the internet was a huge benefit.
Sure.
Because I could look things up. I mean, I'm not going to sell it online, but I'll look online and see what other people.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, sure.
Yeah.
And I will say that a friend of mine just recently in the past few years said, there is a thing called Google Lens. And I hate technology. I fought it. It's like, I don't want something like that. And he convinced me to put it on my phone. And I have to admit, it's a lifesaver, because I can just take a picture of anything. And 9 times out of 10, they nail it.
They're pretty close.
They're pretty close. But before I got Google Lens, I would sit there and I'd look at the thing that I'm trying to price. And people are bringing me boxes of stuff, and I'll generally know what they are because I've been around antiques most of my life, and I'm old. But every now and then I'd sit there and I'd have to describe something in words and plug it into eBay and hope it came up.
Gotcha.
And I was always so impressed when it did come up. It's like, wow, I got that one right on the head. Nailed that one on the head, but because there it is.
Right.
So anyway, that's been fun. Just the research, and I have learned there are people out there who collect anything and everything. One of my most interesting customers that came in, he was from England, and they were here, of course, for the museum. So they came in to do some antiquing, and he wanted to know if I had dog tags. Well, I'm immediately thinking military dog tags.
That's exactly what I just thought.
Because my dad was in the military. I come from a long line of veterans. So I knew what that was. And I said, oh, gosh, I don't have any of those in here. And so he got talking a little bit longer. But no, he was talking about dogs tags.
Oh.
The city tags that you put on a dog.
Really?
All be done.
To identify them. And I must have had 20 at home. But
Right.
then it didn't occur to me to put one in the store. But I thought that was pretty cool. He collected dog tags because they would have a town name on them.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a city tag.
Interesting.
So he collected them from wherever he went,
Huh.
which I thought was kind of cool.
I wonder if he ever called the numbers on them.
Yeah.
Right?
I found this dog.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So you never know what people want. But I have learned a lot of things. Yeah, I didn't know all that stuff before. And I've learned a lot about antiques. And
over time, can you look at something now and think, okay, around the ballpark of the price
kind of,
tag?
yeah, sort of. I mean, number one, if you're going to look at eBay, it's going to be from here to eternity that people are charging or asking a price for.
Right.
But in reality, are any of them getting it? So, we're not on the beaten path. You have to want to come here to get, and you have to know I'm here to try to find me, or just luck into it. So, I'm up there trying to move things and not trying to keep them.
Right.
So we're pricing them on the low to mid range to move them out the door.
Well, there's some stuff in there. I'm looking and I'm thinking like people from California would go nuts. I'm not even going to say what the items are, but you need to come out here and check it out because you would stay here for days and just be looking at stuff and buying stuff.
Oh, I could walk in there for hours.
Oh yeah. It's crazy. But there's a specific niche out there, and I know you know what I'm talking about, that they would go wild for her shop. So come check it out. Magnolia Antiques. So the blue water. All right, here we go, Chris. So what's a personal relationship or a life moment that quietly shaped the way that you create or the way that you run your business today?
I will say one of the most impactful things that I have ever done is when my sister and I went to Senegal to visit her daughter who was in the Peace Corps. And so she was in a tiny little village buried out in the country. She lived in a mud hut. There was no water, no electricity, no internet. This was in the early 2000s. And Linda and I spent a week in that village with her.
Oh, wow.
And then we kind of traveled around the country. We were there for 2 weeks and we traveled around too. But being there with these people who, when it gets dark, it gets dark, unless you had a flashlight. You had to be under a mosquito net. You had to treat your water. You went out back to go to the bathroom. It was that they cooked over an open fire in the middle of the village, the sort of the center of the family place. And it was shocking, number one, to see how they lived, because I'd never been in a position like that. I mean, I grew up on a farm, but hello, we had modern conveniences, and I just never been exposed to anything like that. And then seeing my niece talk in these two languages that were just gobbledygook. We put our lives into her hands.
Sure.
We turned over our money and our passports, and we followed that girl like glue. And she's jabbering to everybody, and she knows what she's doing. And it was so amazing to see. And then when we came home, the first thing that David wanted to do when he picked us up at the Kansas City airport was go to Target. So Linda and I walked into Target, and we're just like, oh my gosh. It was just the excess, it was too much. It was
Felt like luxury almost.
Excess.
Yeah.
Excess.
Too much. Yeah.
Too much. And I will have to say, number one, I'm in antiques. Everything I sell is secondhand, third, fourth, fifth hand. I mean, I wear clothes from a thrift shop. I grew up with hand-me-downs, so I'm used to that.
Right.
You know, I worked for a used college textbook company. I'm just not into new, and we have so much stuff today. And it was just almost sickening to get off the plane and walk into a Target, having come from this tiny little village in Africa where they had nothing, but they were perfectly happy people. They had food. They made their own way. I mean, it wasn't easy. And we saw some amazing things while we were there. You know, a woman died. We saw her, you know, we went to a hospital to visit this person before she died. It was a concrete building.
Oh. It's amazing.
It's amazing when you're able to see the other part of the world, how the other vast majority of people probably live.
I was just explaining to my nephew the other day that money doesn't buy you happiness.
No.
And he didn't quite understand that. He's 18. He wants to drive a Lamborghini by the time he's 22. You know, be a millionaire and all this stuff. And it's like, my Lord, you're not going to be happy.
Yeah. It was just it's colored my life ever since we came home from that. I just think about that, and and the fact that I'm up there selling secondhand goods to people, and I don't know.
Feels natural.
Barbara Streisand had a song called "Secondhand Rose." Remember that?
Yes, I do remember.
Just call me Secondhand Rose.
Absolutely.
Anyway, that was a wonderful trip. It was after 9/11 that we went. It was like 2002.
Oh, wow.
And David was, you're crazy. You're going to Africa and you don't know what and it was kind of startling. You get off the plane and there are people with machine guns on the tarmac and, just standing around with their guns. But everyone was very nice. I mean, all of the people that we met were very kind. They were concerned about Betsy's family during 9/11. They had no concept of where Hawaii was or where Betsy's family was in Missouri, but they were worried and they wanted to know that her family was safe.
Everybody was good.
Yeah, so it's just, I mean, the world over, people are people everywhere, and we don't have to have all this stuff, but we do, and we're trashing the earth, and don't get me started on that.
Yeah.
Makes me crazy. Makes me crazy.
This is the place to talk about it, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, so the thermocline, your creative philosophy here. So what's a belief about, I would say, your profession that you hold, even if almost no one else agrees with you? And you kind of already...
I think there's nothing wrong with used.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with secondhand.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Doesn't always have to be bright and shiny.
Right. Yeah. That's right. And a lot of those records that are in there, you can't really find anything new that even compares to some of the music you have in there.
Yeah. I wish I had a turntable.
You can buy one.
I know.
Might be able to get a secondhand one.
Possibly.
Are you kidding me? I've been in those antique stores. They want like $400 for those things. Are you kidding me? I tried that route.
Go strike a deal, man.
Yeah. Oh, my Lord.
We probably got one in the barn.
All right, we'll go straight into the deep current, the hard lesson.
Ooh.
So what's a mistake or a failure in your personal life or your career that ended up shaping your profession?
That means I failed? What? I failed somewhere along the line? Oh, well, that's...
We've all failed once or twice.
Of course we have. I mean, I'm not going to tell you about all the stuff I have buried.
Anything specific that molded you?
There are... I come from I will say, I always have said, I come from a long line of female crustaceans. And by that, I mean, my two grandmothers, only one of whom I knew, were both tough women, hard-bitten, tough women. And my mother was a tough woman. And I'm every now and then Kay looks at me and she said, "That's a Theta face." My mother's name was Theta. So sometimes I'm not very kind.
Oh, interesting.
And I hear myself being sharp and, sort of, I don't know. And I think, oh, there's those female crustaceans genes coming out. But I will say those women all had a good reason to be tough women because they grew up in hard times and raising lots of kids and in a hard way. And I have not done that. So I really don't have any good excuse for being hard every now and then. But I am. Genes
I think everyone's got
everybody
to
has, you got those genes, but
It's a human thing.
it is human. But I wish I was sometimes I wish I was kinder. I wish I wasn't quite so sharp sometimes.
I know I get that look from Carrie all the time. I know I'm in trouble.
Yeah, Karina just needs to look at me the right way, and it's like, okay, I got it, got the picture.
I'll be in the basement.
Yeah, that way. All right, so the twilight zone, the unseen work. So what's a part of your process that nobody sees, but without it, nothing that you do in the shop would feel like you?
God, I think it's just getting up every morning and going and doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm 74.
Yeah.
And I think at some point, is somebody going to come in the door like I did 20 some years ago and I just turn it over? Will some kind person ever walk in the door and I just say, you're going to be bored, I'm leaving. There are times when I want to stop,
Sure.
but I just keep going. I feel responsible. I feel that it's important to keep going and to keep doing what I'm doing and not to let anybody down and to do what people expect of me. There's that Girl Scout sort of thing, going on.
Mm-hmm.
And my mother in the background pointing at me and saying, you will do this. Does that make sense?
Definitely.
There are no wrong answers.
No,
It's just getting up and keeping on and keeping on.
Yeah,
sometimes that's the hardest part.
Yeah, having that gumption every morning just to wake up and do it. You got to Nike that thing and just do it every day.
I never was one to call in sick.
Yeah.
Unless I was really sick.
Right.
I didn't do the call in sick for a mental health day. I just went ahead and fired on through.
Have you noticed that the kids these days don't have that?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I stubbed my toe. I can't come to work.
I had never heard of a mental health day until 2012 or something like that.
Hey.
When did that become a thing?
Oh gosh, well, we had that back in the 70s and 80s. It's a mental health day.
I wish. Every time my dad told me, get up and get your butt to school. I mean, where's my mental health day? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so the midnight zone, the personal shift. What's a truth about yourself that finally made your craft click into place once you accepted it?
Well, part of it, I would say having the gumption to do something on my own. I don't work for anyone. Mm-hmm. I mean, I did for 30 years, 28 years in Columbia. I worked for a company and I did I did their bidding. I did what they wanted me to do, even if I wasn't happy with it. How you move through a job and it's like, oh, I don't like doing this, but I'm earning money. I better stay with it. But now it's kind of like, okay, I got through all that and I did my time and now I'm in charge of me. I'm not in charge of anybody else. I don't want to be in charge of anybody else. I'm just happy being in charge of me and being able to do my thing. And I'm still responsible. I'm still being the Girl Scout and doing what I should be doing every day. And I'm open. I mean, I have hours posted on my door and I'm as much as possible, I keep those hours. Mm-hmm. The only time I'm not in there for those hours, those stated hours, is if something emergency comes up. Right. And if I know if it's not a drop dead emergency, if I knew tomorrow that something's coming up, I will put it on Facebook. I'll put a note on my door. I feel responsible because I don't want people to come and slam their face into my door when it's locked and think, wait, she's supposed to be here. So I feel responsible. I want to do things the right way, but it's only me that I have to answer to, I guess. And yeah, I can do it. When I got divorced the first time, I will say it was like having the rug pulled out from under you. Divorced the first time, only divorced once. When I got divorced, I had the rug pulled out from under me, but I got back up on my feet, and I just kept going and kept doing, and I think that made an impact.
Sure.
I mean, I felt like, okay, I'm a capable person. I can handle my own life.
Yeah. There's nothing worse than what just happened, and I made it through. So here we go.
Kind of like your wow moment, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I was kind of proud of that.
That's good.
I kept moving, kept doing.
think those adversities mold us and shape us into, those decisions that we make at the time shape us into who we are.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you made it to the final one, Chris. All right. It wasn't too bad now, was it?
No.
All right. So we're into
Not yet.
the trench. All right. The very few have gone here, but you're going. So when people look back at both your business and your life, what do you hope that they say connected the two?
Well, in my Marceline life, the last 20 some years and maybe 20 to go, let's hope.
Mm-hmm.
I hope people think I contributed something.
Mm-hmm.
When I volunteer to do things, it's no one's twisting my arm. I'm doing it because I want to be here. I want to help. I want to see this community move ahead. I don't want it to be hugely overpopulated. I don't mean that. I just want it to be a quality little community that we can all be happy to be in. And I hope that people think I helped with that. I don't know.
I think that's great. That's a great answer.
That is a great
I love
answer.
that.
Yeah.
I love that.
A literal
Absolutely.
doer. She is the definition of a doer of this.
I'm not a dreamer. I'm not creative. I just do.
There you go.
That's what
Interesting.
that town
Somebody else can do the dreaming and yeah.
Well, this is just so interesting that we're doing this now, and you learn so much about the person you're interviewing,
Mm-hmm.
the business and where. I had no idea about it. About who had that before you, and the history behind the Magnolia building there, and speaking with everybody we've spoken to so far, it's been such a positive thing, and it really makes us feel good that we're doing this.
Yeah.
Good.
How about artists? Do you have any artists that you would think would be a good fit for the show?
Oh, we have so many good artists in art. I mean, have you been to our gallery?
I have.
Okay.
I think it's beautiful.
And of course, this weekend coming up is the Paint Marceline, which is a plein air paint out that is in conjunction with the wine stroll.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's the wine and art stroll on Saturday. We will have, if we're lucky, 30 plus artists coming to town.
Whoa.
And they will go out. They'll be at our door at 7 a.m.
Oh, wow.
So we'll be down there checking people in, and they will go out around the community, out in the country, wherever they want to go. We give them a list of places that they can paint, and they'll paint. And then they come back in and they hang that. And we have a wonderful purse in this town. For a single one-day event, we have over $4,000 in cash awards.
Oh, wow.
And in the state of Missouri, it is one of the biggest single-day paint-out events. And that's
No kidding.
That's thanks to the sponsors that purchase a purchase prize for $500. So 5 of our industry and me we contribute $500, and so that's just a cash prize to these people for their art. And then they can also win cash awards on top of that, because we had a young man a couple of years ago, came from Kansas City. He was Chinese. I don't know how long he'd lived in Kansas City. Really, really, really good artist, young man. He went home with $1,000 because he got Best of Show, which was a $500 cash award. And then he got a purchase prize. Someone bought his painting for $500.
Whoa.
So, he paid $30 to come and paint with his friends and walked away with $1,000.
Oh,
That's
a good day.
That's happened before. So we have that coming up this weekend, and we will have some amazing art hanging in the street from 5 p.m. until about 6:30. So if you want to see the art, you got to get down there because these people have been in town since 7, and they've been outside painting, and it's a long, hot day, and it's exhausting. And they want to get home. And they're coming from Kansas City, Columbia, South Missouri, Iowa, Illinois. These people are coming from all around.
Wow.
Because many of them have been here before, and they make it an annual thing. So you don't have a big, long time to see their artwork. And typically it leaves town with them if they don't sell it quickly. And I will say, if you're looking at art, it's kind of hard to make a snap decision on a $300 or $400 piece of artwork.
Right.
You might want to look at it 2 or 3 days in a row, but you don't have that opportunity here. So anyway, but it's just the quality of work that we get here is amazing. And we've got Nora Othick is our president.
Yep.
Nora Othick makes her living as an artist. Now, she will tell you she probably makes minimum wage. She's being facetious about that. But she works every single day. She paints
sure, she
every
does,
single day.
every
And
day.
if you saw the piece of paint, the piece of work that she took to the state fair and just won a premium award for, it's almost as big as this table. And it's just absolutely drop dead gorgeous. And she's done this for years, and she's so good.
It's really one you should go talk to.
That's the thing. I'm just going to put it out. I wasn't going to say anything on the air.
Whether
but,
or not she'll agree to that, I can't tell you.
well, I added her on Facebook because I did some research and I found out about her,
Yeah.
and I would really love to have her on the podcast.
She's excellent. She's just, and her mind, oh my gosh, she's just so smart, and she's so clever, and such a good artist. But her sister Barb Garvey is also a very good artist. We've had several shows for Barb, but Gloria Gooch is another excellent artist here in town. And yeah, we've just got they've all become part of the art council. I mean, Nora studied art, so she's got her degree in from the University of Missouri, but she didn't do that until she was 40.
Whoa.
She worked at More Fans, as a matter of fact.
Oh, no
After
kidding.
She came back home.
No kidding.
She'd been out west in Seattle, and I think. And anyway, she came home and she had a job at More Fans for I don't know how many years. And she decided when she was 40, she wanted to get her degree. And she traveled to the university. She commuted to Columbia, to the university for her art classes. So she's one of the few that I know that has studied art and taken classes in it and stuff like that. So she's definitely made good for herself. She's got a name.
Very interesting.
She's got a name in mid-Missouri and in the Midwest.
And she's local here to town?
She just lives out in the country, out west of Marceline.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
She's cool. She's very good. But
Between
we do have
Chris
a lot of good
and Carrie,
artists.
we should be able to.
Yeah, we have a lot of good artists. And the Art Council has been a lot of fun. And that started in 2004. So it's been around for quite a while. And, we didn't have a gallery space to begin with. So we had art walks. So we would get art into town. And Daryl was the one who masterminded all of this because he was becoming an artist. And he would go to paint outs all over the place and meet people. And so we would get art. We would put art in every business.
Oh,
And
no
so
kidding.
we would have an art walk like on a Thursday night or a Friday night, and the stores would stay open.
Yeah.
So everyone could go through and see what was hanging in their store. C&W, everybody had something hanging. And it was just
That
fun.
sounds amazing.
It was
How
so
long has
cool.
it been since you did that?
Well,
since the art gallery, you don't need to do
once we
that.
got the gallery, we didn't have
Yeah.
to do it. And so we got a gallery. I think we got the gallery in like 2007. So we weren't too many years without one. So we've used that. But we had shows at the community center. We had shows in the downstairs or the ground floor of the Zerker building. And I can't think if we've had them anywhere. Well, we had a show in the Methodist Church one time. It was
no
religious
kidding.
art, and we had it in the Methodist Church for a Sunday.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, we've done some fun stuff. We've had couple of great veteran shows, and we're just getting ready to have what we call disabled. And
I saw that advertisement
so
today.
we reached out to Senate Bill 40
wow.
for their employees if they wanted to display art. So that show's going up next week.
Nice.
Or the end of
Excellent.
August. The end of August.
So much happening.
So we have a lot of good ideas for shows.
yeah,
It's fun.
absolutely.
It's a lot of fun, and it's a storefront. We've got, thanks to the paper station, you can walk in 5 days a week. We used to not have that ability. We staffed it on Saturdays. We were only open on Saturdays, and somebody had to volunteer. So I'd make David go to Magnolia so I could go sit in the art gallery, or something or Darlene Gardner would do it, or somebody. So we're lucky that now you can walk into the paper station 5 days or 6 days a week.
Do you have
Sometimes
more
she's open.
traffic now that's...
Oh, sure.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Excellent. That
Yeah.
worked out. Well, you made it.
I'm done. Whew.
Only thing that's left is telling people where to find you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or do you have any social media for Magnolia?
I do have one personally. I don't post stuff. I just kind of look out at everybody else's stuff. I'm not much for posting, but I do. Magnolia has a Facebook page. North Missouri Arts Council has a Facebook page. Downtown Marceline certainly has a Facebook page. Once upon a time, Elmwood Cemetery had a Facebook page, but I think we've let that go. That's another one of my hats.
Well,
Elmwood
send the
Cemetery.
link and post this everywhere on your, so people can get to know you and hear this.
Oh. Do what?
Post, take our link, right?
Yeah.
And
and
then
paste it
let
on my
everybody.
page? Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Or Magnolia Antiques if you like.
Okay. I'm not much of a self-promoter.
Yeah. Maybe I'll get Karina over there to help you out. Or
Yeah,
something.
well,
We'll
whatever.
figure it out.
Okay. Anyway, well, thank you for having me. I just feel like I don't know that anybody's really going to care listening to what I had to
see,
say.
everybody thinks that, but it's amazing how many viewer hours we have.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of why we're doing this.
People are really bored, aren't they?
Well, we're trying to create the interest, right? And
Well, just off of Herb's episode alone, people in the first day took 24 hours of listening time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 20.
Yeah, I listened to him
yeah.
too. I listened to his and I listened to Lindsay's.
Yeah. And then ever since, it's just people are still just taking the time to dive in and listen. And this really is a magical place. Marceline really does. There is a magic here that you can't really explain. And living here, it's just like the people really make it and bring it together. And so,
Well, yeah, you guys are both new to town.
yeah, we
Yeah.
are. And you know, we're bringing
Relatively
another avenue to let people know about this stuff. And if you don't share it, it doesn't work. Like if
Okay.
Herb doesn't share his, and you know,
I'll share.
Pastor Brian and Lindsay, and the more you all share about what a great time you had here, and it wasn't really all that bad, and you know,
did it reach your better than the expectations?
It was fine.
Okay. No curveballs or
fine.
knuckleballs.
yes.
I'll be thinking of this at like 3 a.m. You know, it's like, well, I could have said, and I forgot to mention.
Well, if you'd ever like to come back onto the show,
That's
you're
okay.
always welcome. If you have another event that's coming up that you'd like to announce, you can use it as a platform. We'll push it out for you and promote it for you. So,
Well, thank you so much.
Well, thanks for having me.
I know we had to talk a little bit about doing it, but thank you.
Well, thank you for being
Yes.
here, and you as well.
Thank you.
We're
thank you.
glad to have
All right. Let's wrap it up.
new
You wanna-
folks in town.
Cue us out.
Cue us. I don't know how to do that anymore. My brain's not working. Hey, folks, that was the episode for the day. We thank Chris so much for coming out and talking to us. And if you know of anybody that maybe want to come on this show and talk about who they are and what they do, that's what we're looking for. Promoting small businesses, artists, and everything, you know, from top to bottom with that. So thanks, folks. Thanks for listening. See ya. Later.